This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
King Louis XVI, the last king of France before the French Revolution. So what happened was he was a highly unpopular monarch, and shortly after he came to power, all the citizens, entire France, became upset, angry, and revolted, rebelled, and ultimately they were able to imprison this king, this monarch, King Louis, and his wife, and they found out that he was guilty of treason, and the psak, the verdict was that he, King Louis, and his wife, they were going to be eliminated, executed. V'kachava, they were brought to the execution spot, killed, over. But now, the people were confronted with a real ethical issue. The problem was that King Louis and his wife Mary left over their 8-year-old son. And what was the nidin? That on the one hand, he didn't do anything wrong. He's an innocent little kid. And why should they kill him? Why should they do any harm to him? He's a nice little kid, 8-year-old kid. But the problem is if they leave him alone, like he might prosper, he might become knowledgeable enough, political, and strong enough that he can rise to power, and eventually he'll become the monarch, and then they're going to likely encounter the same issue that they encountered with his slimy father. So maybe they should kill him. Like, what do they do? This was the dilemma. So they got together, they made a coalition, and the verdict, the psak on their child, on this 8-year-old boy, was, we're not going to kill him, he didn't do anything wrong. What are we going to do? We're going to send him out to this remote island, and we're going to give him everything. Everything an 8-year-old can possibly want. Anything he can dream of, from food to activities these days, skiing, snowboards, hoverboards, charcuterie boards, meat, sushi, everything. Mamash, stuff him, give him all the gashmis, all the distractions, phone and Xbox, everything a kid can possibly want. And this way, he'll become so consumed with all the shtusim, with all the futility of nothing, that there'll be no chance that he'll ever be able to rise to power, because he'll just become this fat, dumb boor that won't be in any place of power, and that'll be the Eitzah. V'kachava, they flew him down on this private jet to this beautiful island, sunny day, palm trees, and they set up a beautiful house for him and loaded it up, stuffed the fridge and the cabinets, everything with food, and ready. This kid was ready to go for his life, and they got all instructors for skiing, so tutzich freilich, and phones and technology ready to go, SCH cameras, and of course, bookkeeping, perfect. Everything was going to be great. As every new thing when it came out. But yeah, 6 months later, they wanted to see how this plan that they devised, how's it going, how's it developing. They were very shocked. They were very shocked to see what happened, what became of the prince. They saw the fridge was closed, the cabinets were shut, didn't touch the technology, didn't go skiing, didn't go snowboarding, didn't take the private jet, didn't utilize anything that he was given access to. And they asked this little prince, they said, they just beyond depressed over you mourning over your parents? He said, no. He said, so why? You didn't open the fridge, you didn't see all the meats and the fish and the imported wines, and you didn't eat all the food, and you didn't do the activities? And he said, I didn't indulge, I didn't touch anything, not because I'm grieving, I'm mourning my parents. I didn't touch anything because I'm the son of the king. I was born the son of the king, I am the son of the king, and I always will be the son of the king. And this was a true story, not just a mashal, and it's mamish us. We can get distracted. Hashem gives us time in this world. Get caught up with mamish, ma bekach shtusim hevel habalim. And Hashem says, what are you going to do? Are you going to fall? Are you going to stay strong? There's always going to be the curveballs and the distractions and the activities and all the hevel habalim. are we going to always realize and walk around with the badge of identity that we're the Ben Melech, we're the son of Hashem, and even when it's schwer, even when it's hard, this boy was grieving, he was 8 years old and he lost his parents. We realize that we always have the Eibishter and that that's always our identity, regardless of the circumstances, no matter how hard it is. We can always call out to him and always ask him for Zad D'Shmaya, always asking for help. And even when the world seems to be in literal chaos and turmoil, upside down, and there's people that are taking over, Mamdani and he's a socialist, it's all the Eibishter. Hashem put him in charge, it's all in his hand, and there's nothing to worry about. That's on a bigger level, but what does that have to do with us? Yeah, so all the Torah we just said has to do with us. We have to always realize that the Eibishter is there for us. He always wants us to call out and realize that we carry around this badge of Ben Melech, that we're always dignified, we're always noble, elevated, we're the Ben Melech.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.